What's up, everybody? Welcome back to more Great Ace Attorney Adventures. Last time, we had a talk with the inimitable, I think that's the word he used, the inimitable actual Sherlock Sholmes. And, we found out that his deduction methods were a few marbles short of whatever the saying goes. I don't know the saying. His deduction wasn't good, is what I'm trying to say. I need to come up with more idioms. But anyways, we also finished, I believe, investigating everything else in this room. Susato took us down another couple of times, so I've been on the receiving end of a Susato takedown, which honestly isn't that bad. It's cool, it's cute, it's funny, and getting taken down by Susato is always a good thing. But this time, we're here to talk to the sailors over here. And one of these sailors looks oddly familiar, so let's see what they gotta say. Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san? Oh, no, it's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh, is my intuition right? Is it my boy who coughs up blood? Come on, man. Oh, yes. You're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir? Yes? What can I do for you? It is my boy! How you doing, Hosonaga? It looks like you left your waiter job, man, and decided to be a sailor. I'm all for career changes. I recognize that face, but it can't be. There he is. Please get that check. It is! I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga. You're gonna get your sailor's outfit all dirty, man. Don't wipe your blood on your sleeve. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped. Nearly stopped, I hope. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and board this ship. Again? You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. If there's anything I could do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board. Alright, so it looks like Inspector's gonna be following us everywhere we go. But it's cool, I like this dude. As long as he stops coughing so much. Because it's having a situation where when Hosonaga coughs, it's like a yawn situation, you know, when someone yawns, and then you start yawning, and then someone else starts yawning. It's contagious. It's starting to feel like that way with Hosonaga whenever he's on screen. I'm trying not to cough, I'm holding it in. But perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. There it is. Alright, what do you got to say to me, Hosonaga? Special orders! So, what are your special orders this time, Inspector? Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew? The bow down, thank you, respectful. I'm so sorry. You're not allowed to tell us, it's classified, isn't it? This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. Oh. Alright, man. Part of me is angry because I'm like, you're not doing your job, and part of me is like, he probably has a reasonable explanation. I have to hear the man out. I have to. My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. Ah! It was Minister of Justice Jikogu who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Assassinated? How could that even be possible? Or how could that even been a possibility? Crazy theory. If they were already planning to defend Kazuma from being assassinated, that means they knew he was being targeted. So what are the odds that they did like a bait and switch and Kazuma isn't actually dead and this whole thing was framed to catch a killer or a would-be killer? Ah. I'm probably incredibly wrong, but that's my theory right now. I'm not sure. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jikogu said we should be prepared for all eventualities. This is incredible. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated? I mean, you thought that I did it. It would be... Or maybe they're thinking of assassination as like a very specific kind of murder, I guess. Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I see. And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board. From morning until night, every day. So what happened during the time he got murdered? But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin, not here on the first class deck. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize. Inspector. So if there's anything at all that I can do to help now, just say the word. I appreciate you, man. Alright, I need permission to investigate, please. We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer? Of course not! We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door. Yes. So we need to be allowed out of this cabin. Aw, man. I'm sorry. What? You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you move to even touch the handle of the cabin door, that stormy-looking seaman there would simply snap your neck. Snap your neck into? The stormy-looking seaman there would surely snap your neck into. Isn't that a little bit harsh? I'm under suspicion. I am alleged to have committed a crime. It has not been proven. I should not have a death sentence on me for trying to leave. If you would supervise me, that's all you would need to do. Why do we need to take extreme measures? I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well. Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I'm going to need something persuasive. What do you mean? If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how. Susato, do you have an idea? There may be a way. I love you, Susato. You always got the ideas, except when you're next to Herlock Sholmes, in which case you can't think properly. What? Really? Think of how you tried to persuade me of your innocence, Naruhodo-san. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession. Evidence. It's just the same as when you were in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the present panel and choose some evidence that Inspector Hosonaga could use. So, evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? Alright, yes. I think I know what we could use. Let's see if I can present the detective with the evidence he needs to persuade the captain. Alright, so what do we got? What would it be? What would it be? What would it be? Present. The paper seal. Russian word for wardrobe. An article on the front page. The headline reads, Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia and Shanghai. Shanghai. A diary Kazuma was keeping. Hold on, I have to have it on this page. Sorry about that. It was some recording stuff that I needed to rearrange. The diary Kazuma was keeping of his trip to London. According to the last entry he made before his death, he spied what appeared to be a speckled band dangling from the ventilator grill. Okay, it's probably this diary because it points to something right before he died that involved the thing that connects to the other room. So I'm going to present that. What's that? It's Kazuma's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in this diary. Strange? In what way? He wrote, what looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band. That is strange. Yes, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that, but what I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it? You're very astute, Inspector. That ventilator clearly joins the next door cabin. That's right. So, if we can investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was. Come on. Alright then, let's go. Ah! I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You're willing to do that? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? Stop coughing, you're gonna make me cough too! I'm a man of my word, and also wipe that blood off, man. You're bleeding. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. This is the least I could do. Aww. Respectable, dude, respectable. But where were you? I need to know! Where were you? Thank you. Let's seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san. Just select move, and we can leave this cabin at last. Finally! Move. Alright, let's see what we can figure out. Alright, we good. Hold on, let me present something to Inspector Hosonaga. Look at my pin! Inspector, can I show you this? What the? Is that a fabled Imperial Yume University pin badge? I'm not sure if it's really fabled exactly, but... So, you're a genuine student then? Sorry? Nothing like me with my regular schooling. You're something much greater. Aww. It's fine. Him going to a private school doesn't make him any more special, Hosonaga-san. Is that what you were trying to say? No, 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 no. Can I have my badge back, please? I don't think I'm better than you, man. Maybe a little bit. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Alright, we're going to first class passageway. The passageway that connects the first class cabins on the SS Burdia. Alright, we're in the hallway. Whew. I'm finally out of that cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be. And this is the most luxurious accommodation. Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on this study tour by the government. That's why he was being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in steerage. Oh lord, poor girl. Really? That must be awful. Oh, look over there. That's another crewman keeping watch. And he looks enormous, even if he is sitting down. Oh, it's to do with the sunburns on his face. The hell were you wrapped like a mummy or something? Were you doing some kind of weird cosplay? Why do you have sunburn? Why do you have a weird face tan? The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here who shouldn't. I suppose. Like people in handcuffs? Yeah, I would assume you fall into that category. Fucking cough won't go away. Naruhodo-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the shit by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already. Well, yes, I know, but the thing is, I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe. It must have been a very trying time for you. Oh, you don't know the half of it. Imagine needing to... Wait, I just thought of this. Imagine needing to go to the bathroom and not being able to leave the room. Where the hell did Ryunosuke go to the bathroom? I hope they had a bunch of, like, water bottles or something. And they had a window to throw it overboard. I hope they had something in there, man. Because I didn't even think about the logistics of that. Please, don't give me that pitying look, even though it's incredibly cute. Alright, alright, time to examine some stuff. Let's start with the full left. What the hell is this? Ah! A trap for catching mice! Oh, it's a mouse trap. That's what I thought it was, but then I was like, that looks incredibly big, so I don't know if that's actually what it is. And the cheese looks weird, or whatever that stuff on the end is supposed to be. Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although, they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait. Oh, so it's not cheese. Okay. Let me see. Yes, I think that's what is called cheese. It's made from the milk of cows. So they don't have cheese in Japan yet, okay? Good to know. So it is cheese. My thoughts have been like a whirlpool of information. I get my guess right. They say something, I think it's wrong, and it comes back full circle. Cheese? I wonder what that tastes like. Oh, Ryunosuke, it depends on what kind of cheese. There are so many different cheeses. White cheese, yellow cheese. I'm sure there's blue cheese out there somewhere. There is something called blue cheese, but it's not actually blue, at least not entirely. Some cheese tastes weirdly sour. Some cheese is really sweet. Some cheese you can use on sandwiches. Some cheese you use in Mexican food where you just like crumble it on top. You know, there's a lot of different kind of cheeses out there. I just went on a rant about cheese for no good reason. You can't eat it, Naruhodo-san. The trap will snap shut on your fingers. Really? But... I suppose you're right. He was actually thinking about it too. I'm sure if you're smart, you can figure out how to get the cheese off of it. You weren't actually going to try it, were you? All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. You don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe. Poor you. I'll find a little snack for you later. Aw, Susato. You're such a nice person. First class cabin number 1. Yes, that's our cabin. Not our cabin. It's Kazuma-sama's. Well, come on. I may be a stowaway, but I was living in there too. Sorry? Your accommodation is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin. Oh, come on. You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling home. These cabins are the finest on the ship. My own cabin in steerage is number 539, by the way. Are you inviting me over? 500 and... How many cabins are there? Too many. Alright, can it... This is a fire alarm, right? What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it. Yep. Oh, an alarm. It says, press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets alarm bells ringing all over the ship and brings the vessel to a complete stop. Oh, this I have to see. What are you doing, Naruhodo-san? You mustn't touch it. But this is an emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs. Oh, that little pose with the hands on her hips. That's the first time I've seen that. It's cute. God, I'm gushing so much about Susato. Oh, man. You know full well that's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation. She's right, though. I wish everything would just stop. The ship included. If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else. You know, she has a point. Alright, investigate the door. This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to. Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging. Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery machine. Maybe whoever's in the cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. Ah, big boy. Leave me alone. Oh, excuse me? We, need to get inside this cabin here. Alright, maybe not. The sailors' eyes speak volume. They're clearly saying keep out. That's what I wrote on the sign we put over the wardrobe doors. Although, this man's version is definitely more effective. It doesn't look like he's going to let us pass. Huh, that's a problem. Alright, so what do I have to do? That's not what I wanted to do. Ship section. What is this? This looks like a plan of the SS Buria. It shows each deck, look. The Buria is a large-scale steamship with a triple-skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering! Well, it's been playing on my mind for a while now, actually, but... how is it that such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink to the bottom of the ocean? It really is a marvel of engineering, if you really think about it. Like, I'm not like a big engineering person, but I can respect stuff when it's cool. The fact that there are machines that can take us into the air and keep us afloat at the sea no matter how big it is really cool. I've seen videos of like how buoyancy and how metal works. I don't remember it at this time, so I can't tell any of you about it, so you can just Google it, but it's a really cool thing. Oh, that's really quite simple, Naruhodo-san. Okay, Susato might be explaining it for me. It is? Well, consider the Japanese archipelago. The islands of Japan? Yes, they're not metal, but they are enormous lumps of earth, many times larger than the ship. And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them. Pretty sure the Japanese islands are a bit of a different story. Well, I suppose so. Okay, that's it. I'm sure it's not quite like that, but you know, she makes a kind of good point. That's a huge book on top of the table there. And there's a pen next to it. Yes, that looks like the ship's log. Shall we have a little look through it? The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded. Huh. You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to judge. You can have the greatest handwriting in the world. And nothing. No reaction at all. I thought he might appreciate the compliment. That was kind of a backhanded compliment, Ryunosuke, if you really think about it. I'm not sure that rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruhodo-san. Even to a sailor. Thank you, Susato. Same wavelength. Anyway, last night's log is mostly blank. Presumably, that means there was nothing to report. Nothing to report, sir. The gatekeeper is everywhere. The gatekeeper from Fire Emblem Three Houses appears everywhere. You cannot escape him. Can I talk to you, sir? That's the way to the second-class area of the ship. Is something wrong? I was thinking about making a run for it, just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going very well for me. I might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you reach for the handle of the door, that burly seaman would surely shoot you dead. Does he have a gun? How do you know he would shoot me dead? Maybe he would snap my neck like the one in the other room was supposed to do. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there. I mean, you're just telling the truth. The guy would not let me leave this room alive. No, I started it with my talk of running away. And there's no way I could run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyway. True. Alright. I was going to examine him, but I thought the door could be examined too. Alright, man. Excuse me, but could I ask you something? You little stowaway murderer. Again, I have a terrible Russian accent, so. That wasn't a good start, was it? Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask something of you? You little third-class lady's maid? Oh, you did not. How dare you call Susato a third-class lady's maid? She's at least a second-class lady's maid, alright? Oh. We seem to have caught this sailor on a bad day, Susato-san. I am not sailor. My mother gave me name. Alright, can you tell me? I am senior crewman Biff Stroganoff. Your mom named you after a food plate. I would have some words with her, man. I am senior crewman Beef Stroganoff. Phew. The best thing is to just avoid eye contact, I think. Alright, first class cabin area. Let's talk to this dude. Mr. Stroganoff? About this first class cabin area. Here we are in finest part of Buria steamship. For very important persons. Oh, what sort of very important persons? Government officials, kings and queens traveling in secret. Many important persons. That is why I am always guarding this place. Gosh, that's amazing. But somehow I let stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you into ocean. But Stroganoff is not animal. I appreciate you for showing me restraint, my friend, because Lord knows I wouldn't be able to fight someone as big as you. Thank you? Question mark? If I may, I was wondering, is the cabin next to Mr. Asagi's currently occupied? Da. That's one Russian word just from context clues I could probably figure out. Susato-san? Did you understand that? It sounded like da. I think it's probably Russian for yes. Or no? That didn't help at all. Genius. It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation. Sorry. Well, it sounds like there's somebody in the next door cabin at least. Yeah, we got information that at least there's someone there, but I think we could find we could probably have figured that out on our own, considering Kazuma's diary entry. Yes, it's tantalizing. I know, I need to. Passenger in the next door cabin. We got new information. Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Asagi's? His name is Mr. Grimsby Roylott. Grimsby Roylott. Trying to see if there's some kind of pun in that, but I can't find this one. Grimsby Roylott. Nope. Nothing coming to mind. Sorry. He is very important Western gentleman. A Western gentleman? Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with murder of student boy. How can you be so sure about that? Mr. Roylott is authentic Western gentleman. Such a man would have no interest in lowly student from insignificant Far East Islands. Damn! That was harsh. True. Why is everyone racist against Japan in this game? This is before World War II. Actually, I don't know what time period this takes place. It could be before World War II. Who knows? Could you tell us when Mr. Roylott came on board? That is not your business. Yes, it is! I am being investigated for a crime. I need details, man. Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, and I've been in Kazuma's cabin the entire time. Burp coming out. I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there's anyone there. Ooh, what if it's a haunted cabin? What if it's a ghost? Well, stupid burps. Oh, why is my voice breaking? Well, presumably, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins, he must be rather important, is that right? Or he's super rich, or both. That is not your business. Alright, then fine. Last night, what can you tell me about last night? Were you here? Did you hear anything? Are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff? Da, all the time. So criminals like you cannot come in. So Kremlins like you cannot come in. Or get out. That sounds ominous. I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all? It is sad. It is sad about student boy. Were you on watch last night as well? Of course. And did you notice anything at the time? Why are you giving me such short answers? Come on, man. I know maybe you're not talkative, but a few more details would be nice. Anything unusual? I don't know how to pronounce that. Susato-san? Did you understand that? It was clearly a no. I saw nothing unusual. Nothing at all. And you didn't hear any strange noises? Or sense anything was wrong in some way? I said no! Sorry? I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there. What do you mean catch your eye? This is enough. I cannot say more now. Oh. It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin. Yes, alright. Bulkhead to second class area is staying locked at all times. You escape when the lobster whistles on top of the mountain, or you escape when the lobster whistles on top of the mountain, or as English say, then the pigs fly. Yes, I understand. Alright, so the idiom is when something... When what? Good. We can investigate this area properly. Shall we? Definitely. So what is it you said? Lobster whistles on top of a mountain. Is there when pigs fly? We can investigate properly. Oh. So I guess the logbook was something we couldn't see because the dude was there. That book on the table there. That book on the... I am glitching. Shadow.exe has stopped working. That book on top of the table there, it really is huge. There's a pen with it too. Yes, I'm sure that's the ship's log. Shall we have a little look through it? The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about... Yes, we already saw this. You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. Anyway, look here. Last night's log is mostly blank. Yeah, we know that. Presumably that means there was nothing to report. So why could I investigate it again? Just because there was no side comment because the sailor was there? Alright, so can we open the door now? This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to. Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging. Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Okay, so that was new too. Alright, the guy isn't here anymore. Knock knock, who's there? No one home? No answer. Sholmes, are you still in there? We're out of luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help with our inquiries. How annoying. Ah! What was that? It came from inside the cabin. Oh, that was supposed to be a high-pitched scream. There you go. There's my scream. I can't do a pterodactyl scream, but that would have been funny. Such a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman. Stand aside. Oh, it's you. I'm about to break the door down. Mr. Sholmes! I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off the hinges. It sounds like you revel in being off your hinges as well. Please. Oh, wait, Mr. Sholmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted. It doesn't? Then how the deuce can I dispatch with this muscular urge? What, pray, can I kick? Kick your own ass. I think we should go in. There's no time to think about stress relief. I swear to God, if it's Giselle Brett, I'm going to yell. That would be a hilarious twist to this freaking case. Huh? Who are you? A Western gentleman? This man looks Russian to me. We heard a woman scream. A woman? Don't be absurd. As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin. True. This old man does appear to be the only person in here. But in that case, who just screamed? Get out! All of you! Now! Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimesy Broylot, I believe. Yes, that's me. And you are? I am the one and only, the actual Herlock Sholmes. You've heard of me, no doubt. No. Just a fact of no. I am a great detective among great detectives. One who adorns the covers of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you may trust me completely. The man uses that magazine like a business card. I mean, it's the only thing he has to identify himself with. A detective? I do not trust detectives. We distinctly heard a scream emanating from within these walls. But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time. So, Might I be so bold to ask you to open that small traveling case? What? Don't be stupid. How could anyone fit in a small trunk like that? Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk. Don't look at me. I mean... Huh? Oh my! Did you see that, Mr. Naruto-san? Okay, I thought checking the wardrobe was or checking the traveling case was a joke. But apparently there is something hidden in there. Yes! The case just shook. Leave, now. Otherwise, I'll call the steward. So, this is Kazuma's neighbor, Mr. Grimesby Roylott. There's no doubt about it. The strange Russian man is hiding something. I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns. Alright, first things first. Look at my pin, good sir. Mr. Roylott, what do you make of this? Listen, do you know why I'm wearing these dark glasses? No, not really. So, I do not have to look at things I do not want to look at. Do you understand me? I wish I could point out that you can still see things even when wearing sunglasses. But this chilly air has frozen my lips shut. Oh, that's cool. Alright, so we got into the next cabin and we got this new character, and there's something in that traveling case. I'm going to assume it's not a person, it's probably a pet of some kind. But we're gonna have to find that out on the next episode. So that'll be it for me for today, but as always, thank you all for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button, and as always, scroll down a little bit to subscribe if you want to see more, because I would really appreciate it. But as always, be happy, be safe, be healthy, and good night, everybody.